It is highly interesting that nowadays pranayama is defined as breath control, whereas the actual aim of pranayama is to go beyond the breath. When Maharishi Patanjali talks about pranayama in his Yoga Sutras, he defines pranayama as tasmin sati shvasa prashvasa yorgati vicheda, to go beyond the process of inhalation and exhalation, to go beyond the respiratory process, to go to that stage where we are beyond the mundane process of breathing. That stage is known as kevala kumbhaka, the spontaneous cessation of respiration. It is not the forced cessation where you say, I am not going to breathe, but it is that process which occurs when automatically the breath stops. You go beyond the breath. Breathing is part of our survival mechanism. All organisms want to continue to breathe because breath is life. To be able to go beyond the survival mechanism, that is one of the kleshas, the impurities, the afflictions that Patanjali defines as abhinivesha, is part of the goal of pranayama sadhana. This kevala kumbhaka, as I earlier said, is not the voluntary process of holding the breath for any duration of time, but you prepare yourself until your breath ceases on its own. Please remember, it is spontaneous cessation of respiration. There are two ways we can get a glimpse of this experience. One is to slow down the breath, where you slow down the breath so slow that the gap between one respiration and the next becomes so big that you start to glimpse this kevala kumbhaka. The second, slightly more easier method is to perform Bhastrika or the Kapalabhati, where with this rapid breathing at the frequency of 2 breaths per second, you wash out the carbon dioxide from your system. Carbon dioxide is a most potent stimulator of the respiratory center, and when you have produced this excessive washout of carbon dioxide to a below normal threshold, the time taken for the carbon dioxide to come back to normal and stimulate your breathing, that time interval is a time where you can glimpse kevala kumbhaka. The normal pattern, if we make a graph where the carbon dioxide level is there, you wash it out until it goes so low that it has to take that much time to come up to a level where it can stimulate the center. Now if you are running around, it will come back faster. But in yoga, we take up a quiet sitting posture. The body expenditure of energy is at the minimum level. The production of carbon dioxide again at the minimum. And so definitely you have a prolonged state where you don't even feel like breathing. That state is a glimpse of that kevala kumbhaka. The regular, dedicated, sincere and determined practice of pranayama sadhana can produce that kevala kumbhaka when we are ready for that ultimate experience. That experience of going beyond the breathing. Sukha Purvaka Pranayama is one of the important pranayamas of the Gitananda Yoga tradition. In the Sukha Purvaka Pranayama, that is a 4-part pranayama, the ratio used is of 1:1:1:1. The 4 aspects of pranayama, namely the purvaka, the inhalation, the kumbhaka, the held in, the rechaka, the exhalation, and the shunyaka, the held out. All these 4 phases these 4 parts are performed to the equal ratio. For example, if we are to breathe in, we breathe in for 4 counts, we hold in for 4 counts, breathe out for 4 counts, and hold out for 4 counts. To perform the Sukha Purvaka Pranayama, we go in a step-by-step manner. The first part is to perform the Sukha Pranayama, the comfortable and pleasant breath. The first part of the 4-part practice of Sukha Purvaka Pranayama is the Sukha Pranayama, the comfortable or pleasant breath. In Sukha Pranayama, we will be breathing in for a count of 4, and then we are going to be breathing out for a count of 4. To perform the Sukha Pranayama, take up a high heel sitting, Vajrasana, with your spine as erect as possible. An erect spine helps the expansion of the lungs to occur to the maximum capacity. Place your hands on your thighs and sitting straight with your eyes closed. Start to breathe in for a count of 4 and breathe out for the count of 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Continue breathing for a few more rounds at the same rate, ratio and rhythm, where the inhalation and the exhalation is of the same duration. The second part of the Sukha Purvaka Pranayama is known as the Loma Pranayama. In the Loma Pranayama, we breathe in, hold the breath in and then breathe out for the same count. To perform this, please take up the spine erect Vajrasana with your hands on your thighs, head and neck in a straight line and eyes closed. Start to breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath in, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Continue this practice a few more rounds. Breathing in, holding in the breath and breathing out for an equal count. This is the Loma Pranayama, the second part of the Sukha Purvaka 4-part Pranayama. To perform the third part of the Sukha Purvaka Pranayama, known as the Viloma Pranayama, we breathe in, breathe out and then hold out the breath. And all these 3 parts, the breathing in, the breathing out and holding out, are for the equal count. Take up an erect spine Vajrasana. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold out, 2, 3, 4. Continue this pattern of breathing a few more rounds. The Viloma Pranayama, where we are breathing in, breathing out and holding out for an equal duration. The fourth part of the Sukha Purvaka, which is the Sukha Purvaka Pranayama itself, is performed by breathing in, holding the breath in, breathing out and holding the breath out for the same count. This is often referred to as square breathing by many people because all the 4 parts are of an equal duration, giving the mental image of a square. The Sukha Purvaka Pranayama is an excellent practice to reduce the stress and the sympathetic drive. To perform this, take up a high heel sitting, erect spine, Vajrasana, with your hands on your thighs and eyes closed. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. And hold out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. And hold out, 2, 3, 4. Continue this breathing. Breathing in, holding in, breathing out and holding out for an equal duration. This Sukha Purvaka Pranayama reduces the sympathetic nervous system propelled extra adrenaline drive. When that hormone is in an overload, we lose all ability to think consciously. We lose our ability to reason, and the primitive influences, the primitive instincts of survival come forth, making us do the wrong thing in the wrong way at the wrong time. The performance of the Sukha Purvaka Pranayama, by helping bring down this adrenaline overload, helps put us in a conscious and aware state of mind, enabling us to do the right thing in the right way at the right time. It enables us to have the control that comes from the cortical level that is the human level, and bring about a control of the lower animal instincts, making us move from the animal state to the human and finally the divine state.